We're back at the bar, darling. Sun's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's actually lovely in the saloon on the boat. It's quite cool at the moment with the white blinds, and even better down in the lower cabins.
But we've run out of gin and tonic.
Not here at the bar,
so we had to come to the bar. Cheers, darling.
Cheers.
So what have you been up to today?
I have been working on the boat. The boat is really little jobs, you know. I'm working on an area down the side. It's where I've got to do a bit of work, wait, stand back, mess with it again, a little bit more. And it's an enormous boat. That side goes on forever. And I'm determined to get it all just nice before I paint it finally. And it will look really good. It's gonna. I mean, already I can see it's been so awful for so many years. But I mean, we had little kids and jobs, and well, we still have a job, but we're not having to go in all the time like we used to.
Yeah. So you're going to talk about McDonald's?
Yeah, yesterday must have been a Spanish holiday because I haven't eaten any real food for 7 days now.
I'll try to get the attention of the waitress for another. I'm almost out of gin and tonic.
We can have some of mine if you want because I'm lagging.
Don't lag.
There you go.
That's enough.
We went to the Hong Kong Walk. When was that? Quite a few days ago, wasn't it? Sign language, yeah.
Sign language.
Anyway, I can't remember when we went to the Walk.
That was the other day, but
I mean, going to even 24 hours without food is quite a long time.
We went to McDonald's. It was packed to the gunnels. And
my God, I've never seen anything like it.
So I went to the other McDonald's. That was packed. So we went to Burger King, and that was packed. So we went home and had cheese sandwiches instead.
That was Monday.
Was it Monday? What day is it today?
Sunday. It was a Monday. Oh my God. So I don't know if it was just because you don't just get Spanish holidays. They can be Cadiz holiday, Andalusian holiday.
You never know when Spanish holidays are going to hit you because you just go to the shops one day and they're closed. You think, no, I'm out of tea bags or whatever.
There have been a lot of TV adverts on Spanish TV for flamenco dresses, so they have a big doodah, don't they, for about 3 days on that.
Flamenco season coming up.
Anyway, I just went, fuck that shit. I'm not going to queue up until I'm a skeleton waiting for a Big Mac. So we just didn't eat. I think you've been surviving on 1 burger a day, and I've been eating a slice of cheese and a glass of gazpacho for about a week now.
I'm not eating a lot, but I'm still putting weight on. That's really weird.
Now you're putting muscle on, you're changing shape, getting much.
Well,
going back to the shape you used to be when you were young.
When I was
Younger.
Young and healthy. Those are the days.
You are young and healthy, Graham, and just as handsome.
I'll drink to that.
In fact, men get better with age, unfortunately. Women, well, I can't speak for other women, but I don't seem to.
I think you look marvellous, darling. If I say so myself.
Especially with a finger smear over the lens. It's better than a filter.
You haven't changed a bit since I met you. Just got a bit older.
Yeah.
I don't want you to change. It's very difficult getting both people in the same shot with the light and everything.
I can't even see that.
Lighting directors, you know, that do all this stuff.
Yeah, that's a world famous lighting director who's going to be 80 soon. Thomas Markle.
Thomas Markle, yeah. How is Thomas? I don't know.
He's going to be 80 soon.
I'll have to ask his son because I don't think his daughter knows.
Who's his daughter? Oh yes, Samantha. Yes.
Samantha.
Oh, Samantha knows when his birthday is. He's only got 1 daughter. 1 daughter, 1 son. That's all right,
Yeah. To the same wife. Anyway, What were we talking about? Sean Connery.
Movies.
Movies.
Sean Connery, yeah.
I'll tell you what I thought about that film this evening. I thought, well, he can see dead people, and his girlfriend had been killed, and she was living with him. She was living with him. And his family came in and said, it's time to...
No, that wasn't his family.
Wasn't it?
No, William Dafoe was the local sheriff who'd been working with him for years and knew that he could see dead people.
Right.
And knew that he kept solving crimes. And I got the impression that him and his wife had rented that apartment knowing he'd be with her.
Yeah.
Then they came in after, like a week.
But if you've seen the film that we're talking about, and he's there living with her, all right, she's dead and he can see her, but surely he's happy, and why interrupt that and interfere and say, no, you've got to let her go?
No, yeah, William Dafoe just said, you've got to let her go.
Why?
You kind of had to have seen the beginning of the film where there was another girl and he explained to her, you have to go.
Why?
And then you didn't even watch the very end of the film. I think they were hoping that the film would become a spin-off for a TV series called Odd Thomas. It was a good film. I really like Spiders in the Fog. I mean, it's not called that. It's a Stephen King. I don't know what the hell it was called, but there were all these people in a supermarket, and then a fog came down, and there was a big octopus in the fog, wasn't there? And then there were big bugs in the fog. But it wasn't about the monsters outside the supermarket, it was about the monsters inside the supermarket, otherwise known as human beings. And there was one particular woman who was very fanatically religious, and she sort of whipped up a lynch mob, and she said they had to sacrifice someone to the monsters in the fog outside. And
Doesn't sound good.
half the people in the supermarket were horrified, and half the people in the supermarket went along with it out of fear.
I remember that, yeah.
And you and Trevor were laughing at me, and you were talking, both of you, very loudly.
Spiders in the fog. Yeah, but you were getting on the fact that it wasn't about the monsters in the fog, it was about human nature and how people react differently under stress.
Yeah. Bit like COVID. You know, I mean, the way they depicted it in the very early stages was to terrify people, and it was not that, as it turns out. And they got everybody to complicitly put themselves under house arrest.
They did. I was there.
And when I finally was allowed to go to McDonald's, it was all got to wear a mask. And Karen came to McDonald's because I was going to give her some cigarettes and food and stuff, and she didn't have a mask, and she just stood at the door and opened the door, and all the staff from McDonald's came out from behind the counter.
Witch!
You're
a witch!
No, they were calling her a murderer. Murderer. So yeah, that's why I was really interested in this Stephen King film. It's not called Spiders in the Fog. It's probably called The Fog. It's not The Fog. The Fog. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis, but
I don't remember what the film was called.
it's a really good film, and I think you'd enjoy it. But you and Trevor were too busy taking the piss out of me for watching it.
Yeah. So what was that film you were watching this afternoon?
Odd Thomas.
Odd Thomas. That was weird,
Odd
wasn't
Thomas,
it?
Yeah.
Whoever thought of that? I thought it was really weird. I couldn't get on.
Why don't you put the camera like
going
this?
on about those? Because we can't see. We can't see.
Oh, you flick it round. Stop filming. Flick
we
it
can
round.
film both of us. We can film both of us. But I'm filming you at the moment.
Oh, but nobody wants to see me. They want to see you. It's your channel.
I'll be on it in a minute. What I couldn't get on was I didn't understand who the shadow people were that were crawling all over the walls.
Oh, well,
and
at the
things.
beginning of the film, I can't remember what he called them, but he said they would attach themselves or be very attracted to somebody who's about to die, and not under normal circumstances, a sort of horrendous sort of ending.
Yeah.
And he believed that they did it really cleverly. They showed him chatting to a friend years earlier who had said, I've identified these things, and he said, don't ever let them know that you can see them because they'll kill you. And then his friend who he was talking to, a truck came along and just wiped him out.
Right.
So every time he saw them, he pretended, and they would really look in his face. He would pretend he couldn't see them.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the film, he realised they were actually on his side and they were manipulating him to show him what was going to happen. But yeah, they really enjoyed death. That's a cheerful subject. They're all horror films.
Yeah.
I watched an even better film before that, but I can't remember what it was called, about this woman and her husband and their little boy had died, and they'd adopted another little boy who had this ability to create butterflies everywhere, and he could recreate their dead son, memories and moments, but only when he was asleep. But he also had this sort of Slenderman from Minecraft that came to get people, but it turned out it was his imagination of his mum, because he called it the Canker Man, and he said the Canker Man ate my mum. And this woman worked it out by the end. She said, I found your mother's file, she died of cancer. And you must have been very little, and someone must have said, cancer ate your mum, and you've created this monster.
Right.
They're doing this whole series of crazy, whacked-out horror films on Paramount at the moment. That's what I've been into today, apart from working on a boat.
Did you know, we were talking about Sean Connery earlier in Indiana Jones, weren't we? And did you know Sean Connery's been on our boat?
Yes, I did. Are you mad?
Do you want to tell the story?
Terry's all gold. He's probably dead now, Terry's all gold. I know Sean is. Our boat was in Puerto Banús, and Terry's all gold owned it, and he turned up in Gibraltar. He'd come on an ocean liner with his missus. I didn't meet him. I don't think I met him. You were on the boat, and he turned up at the back of our boat and said, I used to own this boat. My name's Terry's All Gold, and we'd heard about him.
Why did they call him All Gold?
Didn't he have something to do with the
No, he had loads
Brinks
of gold chains and
No.
things.
I think he'd been involved with the Brinks mats somehow. That's what Nathan told me, who we bought the boat off. He said, he didn't tell me that was his name. He said there was a Brinks mat that used to have our boat.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
I thought it was because he wore loads of gold chains.
Well,
so they called him Terry's All Gold. But he was in Puerto Banús anyway,
he was
carry
in
on.
Puerto Banús, and he used to run the engines, which don't run anymore. He used to run them all the time. We've deduced when we stripped them down, somebody here in Jib thrashed the tits off both engines. Anyway, it was running in Puerto Banús. And he'd run it up every Sunday morning, and he said they purr like kittens, those Detroits. And he heard a voice behind him say, oh, those engines sound nice. And he said his exact words, I must have met him. He said, I was just about to turn around and say, mind your own fucking business. And he turned around and it was Sean Connery, and he said, I've got 2 Detroits in my boat. Because Connery was famous for being in Banús.
He got married in Gibraltar twice.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he was involved in a scandal as well in Marbella.
What, the land scandal with the mayor?
Yeah, all those arrests and stuff. He was. I don't know that he was ever done or dragged into court, but he was implicated in it.
Was he? I
Yes.
didn't know that.
I remember watching all that on the Spanish news. They wanted
I
him.
remember something about they brought the land his house was on into question, but I never heard any more about it.
They wanted to haul him into court. I don't know if they ever succeeded, because he used to live near Banús.
Yeah.
And anyway, Terry's All Gold said, oh, well then, of course, because it was Sean, I invited him on the boat. And he showed, I must have met him, because he said, I'll show you where he walked. Isn't it weird how we hero worship someone who's famous? Oh, oh, yes, come on the boat, yes. Use the toilet. Help yourself to all my booze.
Sean Connery's massive. I mean, he's massive, isn't he?
Someone you'd never heard of.
He's only an actor, but he was massive. Come on.
Come on, get the thing so
Sean Connery's been on your boat.
Graham. This is mean.
I think it was the summer solstice yesterday or the day before or something like that. So that's the furthest to the right the sun's going to get. And then it starts moving to the left again every night.
So the days are going to get shorter.
Christmas or something like that. Anyway, you hungry? Did you want some food after all?
No, not at all. I was actually looking at the palm trees and remembering how little they were when we first moved here and how they're thriving, especially that big one.
Not these palm trees.
Yeah.
I don't remember them being smaller, but I guess
They
we've
were.
got videos.
They were, and I remember you using my drone to film a seagull on top of
Yeah, I remember
one
that.
of
Yeah.
the lamps, and the palm trees were lower than the lamps.
Okay.
And you filmed me and the kids all running around a car park years ago when we first moved here.
Come on, let's go.
Yep.
Time to go home, darling. Don't forget your bag.
Of course not.
You got everything?
Yeah, I always check. And do you know what? I've got a bit of an obsession lately. Well, it's been going on a year now. I put stuff in the rubbish. I can't let go of it to go in the rubbish.
Until you've checked it.
No, I have to think about it, and I go to let go of it, and then I think about it because am I putting my car keys in the rubbish? I don't know. It's. I think I'm going senile.
Anyway, darling, I think I've had enough. That's still got quite a lot there. I'm not going to have another one.
No, I put all the tonic.
Oh, have you? Well, I think we'll get the bill when I can get the waitress's attention. There she is. And we'll wander off. I've got some champers on the boat.
That is reserved for a
No. I think.
No, Graham.
Trying to get the waitress.
We don't drink champagne, and I will buy 2 champagne
Some proper champagne. This is only the Spanish cover. It's only like £4 a bottle. But,
No, that doesn't make any difference. You and I know that when we were in Champagne region,
I'm going to buy some proper champagne when I've got something proper to celebrate, which hopefully we will have very soon.
there is nothing wrong with Spanish sparkling
No, there isn't. There isn't.
wine.
It's good stuff. Goes
What
down-
you are misunderstanding, which a lot of people do, is there are 2 things that make sparkling wine very expensive. One is tax. So in the UK, it's very expensive. But you and I know we lived in Champagne region during the fuel strike, and we bought pure champagne, excellent champagne,
Champagne.
for about £9.
We've drunk champagne in Champagne, haven't
Yes.
we? And it wasn't expensive
The
at all.
other thing that makes sparkling wine very expensive is the quality. You know, depending on the person's
But
taste.
we were in a caravan with no power.
Yes.
You have to look at our on the run video for that.
My theory why champagne is so expensive traditionally is because the region of Champagne, imagine the days of horse and cart. It would have been a lot easier for vineyards in Champagne to ship their product to England, Germany, Holland, Belgium, all over Europe. The problem the Spanish had in the days of the horse and cart were the Pyrenean mountains. And imagine getting a horse and cart over that, like
import duty. I don't buy anything on eBay from the UK because I've got to pay import duty on it. Bought a watch the other day. honestly, it turned out okay in the end, but I paid. You saw my video about the GMT watch, the rotary. Paid £40 for it, and I thought, all right, I've got to pay the postage on it. But by the time the import duty, they charged me VAT on top of that, and then I had to pay import duty here. And when it got here, I thought, well, at last it's here, and they got it out of the box, and it kept stopping. It was rubbish. Anyway, I complained, and all right, the guy gave me my money back. Fair enough. So I've ordered another movement from Japan or whatever, and so I will fix it. But I thought to myself, I'm never ever going to order anything from the UK ever again. I just click European Union only.
You don't understand. I learned this lesson in 2013 because at Christmas presents I ordered both kids Huawei phones.
Yeah, yeah.
When no one knew what a Huawei was, I got them for $10 each on a website called DHgate.
I remember that.
I also ordered Benji a wristwatch, you know, where the actual phone is in the watch, not one where you've got a Bluetooth.
We've still got that, it's still in the box.
Yeah. I got that for about €15. I bought them all electronic goods. It came to about €100. I thought, yes, I've done really well.
Christmas is doing well.
I made the fatal mistake because I didn't understand the European Union. I ordered them all to come to the marina here in Spain, and the receptionist at our marina, bless them, they paid in cash when it was delivered about €340. And they emailed me and said, oh my God, Fiona, can you bring us the money? So I took the money and I thought, well, I fucked up there because it ended up costing a fortune.
Yeah.
When really what I should have done was had them delivered to Gibraltar
yeah.
and then just walked them across the border, which technically I suppose is smuggling.
Well, I suppose so, but the thing is, if anyone wants to send us anything from outside the European Union, you have to send it to Gibraltar because we can't get it here. We ordered some jet ski parts, and a couple of engine mounts, and a housing for the impeller. I ordered it from this company in America, really good company, big company. It was a Yamaha 750 jet ski, something like that. And I ordered it, and they sent it straight away, and they held it in Madrid. Don't.
I'm just going to close it.
No, just leave it, it's fine. And it's come up, the battery's getting low. And they said, oh, you owe us import duty, €60, and we're not going to give you... So we've got to convert it all into English, translate it all. And we're trying to communicate with these people and said, well, how do we pay the €60 to get the engine mount for the jet ski? And they wouldn't answer us, and then we kept mithering them, and eventually they said, oh, we've sent it back to America. And I thought, oh, God. So we wrote to the company in America and said, well, we're really sorry, we've had such problems with customs in Spain. And they said, no problem. I said, can you send it to Gibraltar? They went, yes, we'll send it to Gibraltar. So I thought, we've got to pay for postage again. Fair enough. Sent it to Gibraltar, we went in, picked it up and just walked it in my pocket, walked it through and put it on the jet ski.
It was 185 shipping first time and 185 shipping second time. So it cost us a fortune. It was just like a steel ring, just a tube.
Yeah.
Just a tube. And I mean, when I sold the jet ski, I sold it for what, €600 in the end?
Yeah.
Oh, nightmare. European Union on that. I mean, we will remain for different reasons.
When I go on eBay, I click European Union only. I don't want anything from outside the European Union.
No, you don't.
Unless
understand.
it comes from China.
If you order something that is outside the European Union, including the UK, get it sent to Jib.
Yeah.
If it's inside the European Union, the marina or our house. No
A
problem.
watch strap. I bought a watch strap, a really gorgeous watch strap, and I really, really like this watch strap. And I've got to call it a day here because my phone's about to die. It was like a NATO strap, but antique leather, Italian, gorgeous. I mean, it arrived, and it was €16. But by the time I got it in Spain, it was €32 for a watch strap. But it is gorgeous, absolutely fabulous, and it is worth the money. It is worth the money, but I'm not buying another one. And I thought, oh my God, €7 import duty on a watch strap that costs €16. And then there's the postage. I thought, no, I'm buying nothing ever again from the UK. Good night, and may your God go with you. There we go, more drinks, darling. Cheers. Third one. I think we've got some champagne at home. I feel...
No, I'm saving that for a special occasion. Oh my God, that was neat gin. Do you know what? We've just poured our drinks into our drinks.
Yeah, you haven't put
and
the
I
tonic
haven't even
in
put the tonic in. This is
Cheers.
how Gertie Rude did that parody of me. This is all gin
A
with
smidgen of tonic.
just a snifter of tonic.
Jibitha. She's brilliant. I love Gertie Rude. She's fabulous.
I
Really
do,
good.
I do. She's a lovely lady, actually. I talked to her on offline. Offline?
Yeah. Offline.
No, just
She's got a car phone in her BMW. Apparently.
for doing all her talking to her stock dealer
In the
What do they
car
call
wash.
it? What do they call stock dealer?
Stockbrokers.
Stockbroker. That's right. How stupid of me! I
Yeah.
can't remember the word.
You've got a stockbroker, darling.
Oh, of course. Hasn't everybody?
I think so. I thought everyone had a Range Rover and a stockbroker. Chin chin, Harry.
Harry just when he Range Rover runs out of fuel, he throws it away, gets a new one.
I was watching Foxy's live last night.
Oh wait, I
And,
think I went to bed early. It was his birthday, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you were really tired. You had to go to bed early.
That's right, and because of my weight loss, and Foxy is really into weight, I'm going to keep telling him, and then and I'll be totally truthful, and then everyone will know if it's going up or down.
That's a
I
really good
know
idea.
he
It's a
will-
really good
he
idea.
will-
He's very well connected, Foxy. You know, he's an aristocrat, and the king and queen quite often join in on the channel, along with many other famous people, incognito, of course.
I think you'd be surprised how many royals.
I'm
get involved
surprised
in Incognito.
he hasn't hit 4. I wanted him to hit 4,000 subscribers for his birthday, and that was yesterday, and it didn't quite make it. He fell short. What do they say in the stock market? Didn't quite meet our expectations. But he's nearly there. He's nearly there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Foxy's channel, Foxy313. In case you're interested, because he's a really amusing guy.
He's very, very charming.
He has an inimitable style.
Yeah,
shall we
he's
say?
extremely charming young man.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes. You sure you don't want anything to eat, darling?
No, the gin and tonic will fill me up, and it seems to be working with the weight loss diet.
Yes.
How to lose weight? Just drink alcohol.
I'll drink to that.
Well, I reckon it's nice to leave it rolling.
So how's
isn't it?
setting? How's the sun setting? How's Benji doing? Tell me about the Benj. What can you say? What are you allowed to say?
What was I allowed to say?
He was waving the Rolex around last night, wasn't he? We all thought he'd bought a Rolex and he hasn't.
There is something I could say, but I mean, a lot of people might think I'm bullshitting. So I probably better not say that he has been with a prince.
I've told.
I'm not. Oh,
Don't say which one. No.
No.
I've told them he's been promoted at American
Yeah,
Express,
yeah.
but I haven't said what he's doing or where he is.
no. But this weekend he has been with a real prince.
Real life prince, yeah.
Yeah.
Not one of the British ones.
No.
Another one somewhere.
From another country.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I just can't. But people are probably going to think that's bullshit. And
No, it's not
incredible.
bullshit. It's true.
And I would love to
Tell
people.
you, but we can't because the trolls. The
Yes.
trolls will try to throw knives in that direction.
Yeah, it's such a shame because I love all the people who watch and I want to tell
And
them
we'd
everything.
love to post pictures and tell everybody everything, but we can't.
And Faith is doing really well.
She is. She
She's
is excelling.
excelling.
She's moving to a better world.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah.
we say?
Again. She's still
Climbing
with
that ladder.
She's still with EasyJet. She's doing really.
Yeah, but she's going to
really
do something
well.
particularly different, isn't she?
Yes, and even more international. Less short haul. Let's put it that way.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
But again, we can't say anything because they were having a go at your Richard again last night. Who I'm sorry, Graham, but he's your son, not mine, and he's got to be 40 if he's a day.
Yes, but they don't care. They want to get a reaction from you, and the
I
best thing
know.
to do is ignore them and don't give them a reaction.
I know-
She's not Richard's mother, okay? Richard's the son of my first wife.
I've never
Okay.
been particularly close to Richard.
Well, you've met him, obviously, because
Yeah.
he comes out and sees me, but I mean,
I mean, I like him, and he's part of the family, but I'm not responsible for it. He's a middle-aged man, for God's sake. Why is it, Graham, every time there's a doodah, it's my fault?
Well, because they're trying to get your attention. They're
I mean,
attention seekers.
When you had a fallout with a certain person in Gibraltar, I was working at the bowling centre. And then
that person, yeah.
And then the local press did a big story on it, and it was nothing to do with me whatsoever. And I was on the front page and both sides of the centrefold.
The cat is back.
Oh my God! And it was nothing. The whole thing. And there was one little paragraph that was about you in this trap.
Yes. And you said, I think he's a bit of a dancing queen. And you can quote me on that, and they did.
Oh, and the trolls have been going on
Ben,
about
Ben
that.
had one of these Bluetooth speakers, and he had Dancing Queen on it. And every time he walked past the guy, he'd press the button and it went...
Oh, what, Benji? Oh, God.
I hated him, he hated him.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in Gatwick, weren't they, one day? I won't say who with, but they were in company. And he's in Gatwick Airport with a group, and this person is in that group. And he refused to sit at the same table.
Well, you're talking about Benji.
Yeah.
It was Benji. We got Benji a job.
When he was 6 years old, he walked up to him on his boat and he goes, "You! When you get off that boat, I'm going to knock you out." And all his monkeys just burst out laughing. And
all his staff, and it was
crying
hilarious.
with laughter, and his face was a picture. And now he's 20.
He's 20.
20.
He's
and he's bigger than me.
Oh, hang on.
He's wider than me. He's heavier than me. And he
No, Graham.
this guy's the same age as me. And
I will be 21 in September. Now, Benji, we got Benji a job at the Dolphin Safari when he was about 15. And he wasn't crew in those days.
How old was he when he left school?
Oh, I took them both out of school when Ben was 14 and Faith was 16, I think. He might have been 13 and 15, I can't remember. And we put them on internet school where they learnt gaming programming, so they're both coders as well.
Yeah. Benji could do over 100 words a minute typing. That's how fast he learned on his own. So, I mean, school is irrelevant. Honestly, it's really irrelevant.
The course I put them on...
If they can do online internet schooling.
Yeah. The course I put them on was from a very famous computer hacker called Mark. I forget his second name. He's got something like 55,000 students.
That was then.
Yeah, and he charges $10 a course because he's got 55,000 students. The guy's a millionaire. He was arrested by the FBI for hacking. Anyway, so that was their tutor.
Yeah.
And the course that he built for them, they had to build an equivalent of Minecraft, an equivalent of Age of Empires, an equivalent of Doom, and an equivalent of GTA. And they both did it with the code and everything. C# they did it in.
Okay.
But of course, neither of them have followed that career
But all the
path.
kids they were at school with, they're all on drugs now. And jumping in and out of the jail, you know what I mean? And
Two of Ben's school bullies are in prison.
yeah.
One killed himself, one drug OD'd, and the other's working in Morrison's.
But seriously, you know, you want to look at online schooling for your kids. I mean, they've got to interact as well. I mean, he used to go to the skate park, didn't he? He used to mix with all the kids after school.
Yeah.
And he still had the interaction, but
Well, actually,
and he goes climbing when he's
they
here.
they made a lot of friends gaming online, and they still have those friends now.
But look at him now.
I know.
He's been wearing Rolexes. All right, it wasn't his. And he's been mixing with princes and millionaires.
I know.
Billionaires even.
It's mind-blowing, actually, mind-blowing. We did the right thing moving to this type of area because there are opportunities here. But yeah, so they did homeschooling, and then when he was 15, I said to my boss, would you give him a job? And Ben said he wanted to do ticket sales, and he did the ticket sales when he was 15. And he was bloody good, and it's difficult to get good ticket sales.
Until that yellow took his people.
Oh, that was when he was little. He used to go get people when he was little, when he was like 10, he would go and get a
He'd
family.
close the deal in the office, he'd talk people into it.
Oh, he could sell water to a fish. And he did the ticket sales, and he was earning about £400 a week. First week he bought himself a Jaguar watch.
That was 300 quid, wasn't it?
500.
500.
Yeah. And the second week he bought himself sunglasses and a gaming chair. And I'd say to him, don't piss all your money up the wall. And Tim would say, he earned it, he could spend it on what he likes.
He got £100. I mean, he sent us a picture of a Rolex on his wrist yesterday. And I said, she went, oh my God, he spent all his money on a Rolex. I said, well, he's earned it. You know, if he has, I mean, I would never do that, but you know, if it's important to him and he's earned it, good luck to him. But it turned out it wasn't his watch. He just took a picture of someone else's watch on his wrist.
I just want him to be sensible. He's got a very high-paid job, and I want him to get a little bit of money behind him, because these things can be short-lived when you're young.
Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, so and then he decided the next season he didn't want to do ticket sales, which devastated Tim. Tim used to literally pick him up and throw him out the office, do you remember, and say, go get me more people. And Ben would begrudgingly, and he used to do cartwheels and jump up at people and go, would you like to see the dolphins? And he got loads.
His job's taking him to Marseille, to Monaco. He hates Monaco, he thinks it's a dump. And last time I heard from him, he was in Geneva, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be in Geneva for a while, and then back to Brighton and Geneva and Brighton, and he gets allocated various clients. And then
how cool is that though, buying a Swiss watch when you're in Switzerland?
Well,
and there's me with my Japanese movements.
I don't know, it's name brand, isn't it? I suppose he's talking about investment. And Faith as well. We ran out of crew 2018.
Yeah.
They all walked out because they didn't like being out of work for the winter. And Tim was like, oh my God. And we said, well, what about Faith? Sammy, that's her name, Dad. What about Faith and her friend? And we put them through the STCWs, and they were crew for 3 years. So Faith did that, but Benji got to a stage, he did the STCWs.
Yeah, Benji was correct.
And him and his mate.
I trained him right up to be skipper, and then they refused to test him when he was qualified.
Don't go into that. That's nothing to do with
But
Ben.
that's something, that wasn't anything to do with Ben, it was something to do with Brexit.
Yeah, it was
and paperwork, and you know.
But yeah, when he was crew, he used to have a speaker in his backpack.
I told him about that.
And his phone Bluetooth. And he'd go,
dancing
ring, da, 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 da. And he did it only
relentlessly.
He did it
every time we saw him.
Only the first few chords. Every time he saw this guy, and this guy.
And we had a microphone and a loudspeaker on the boat, and he'd get the speaker and the microphone and go, as the boat was coming the other way, and play it to him. Dancing Queen, it was so funny.
And he used to say on the speaker, here comes a bit of a dancing queen. But you see, I think he was 6 when he threatened that guy and said, you get down here, I'm going to knock you out. But he's never forgotten, never forgiven.
And he looks at him today and he sees he's 20 and he's a big lad, you know what I mean, and he's smart. And
I'm sure he'd love to fuck him up any way he could, but no chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sun is going down now, Graham.
Let's get a shot of the sun going down.
Yeah.
On my big head. What do you think of that, darling?
I love it. I love this place.
One more for the road, or is that it?
One
Can we
more
manage?
for the road. What road? We're going to walk back.
Yes. We are
You
indeed.
filming all my fat?
No, not at all. I wouldn't be.
Well, I've still got a
That
little
would be ungentlemanly.
Foxy. I've still got a little bit to go, but I'm getting there with the Pilates. It's amazing.
What size
how it works.
shoes do you take, Fiona?
Now that's a good question. I used to be 5.5, but sometimes my feet either get fat or swell up, so then it will be a 6, or depending on the manufacturer, or other times it might be a 5. But in European size, I think I'm a 30. I used to be a 38. Now I'm a 39, or I could be a 38 again now. This is why I've got an interest, like Foxy, in weight fluctuation and foot size. But my height has not changed.
But you weigh yourself every morning. What did you weigh this morning?
Oh, I'm really pleased because before I was 2 weeks ago, I was waking up, weighing myself, and I was about 65.5 kilos. I go to the loo first and then weigh myself because I worked out I'm drinking 3 to 4 pints of water a day. So I made the mistake of weighing myself after I drunk the water. So I was heavier. I was heavier. Yeah. So I realised, get up in the morning, go to the loo, and then weigh myself. And I was a week or two back, I was 65.5 kilos, and now I am 63.2 kilos.
63.2 kilos there, Foxy. What's that in stones and pounds and ounces and things?
Yes. I'm guessing I'm probably about 8.5 stone. Something like that, or maybe 8 stone, I don't know. But I want my ideal weight, I want to get down to 59 kilos. I think that will be a good thing for me.
I think her hair needs to be more blonde.
What the fuck's that going to do?
Well, it's my opinion, you know, you don't have to do anything I say.
I actually think I look better dark. The reason I went blonde is because basically it's not convincing. You know, when I've got all these wrinkles and stuff, and I've got dark hair. I remember when I was a kid, I would see ladies with very black hair and lots of... well, for me, I just didn't think it was convincing, and I'm going to grow old gracefully, if you can believe that.
What happened to the purple rinse? I remember old ladies coming out the hairdressers with purple hair.
Funny you should say that. The rage now is to use a product called Purple. Put purple on. You bleach your hair, it goes yellow. Put purple on it, and then you wash it off, and it's got more of an ash tone to it. Oh, look at that sky, Graham.
Look at that sky. Anyway, what kind of Sunday have you had, guys? Don't forget to make the comments below. Some of us have had a good Sunday, and some of us might not have had a good Sunday. And
maybe
I'd like
some
to
people
hear,
have had a terrible Sunday. I'm not laughing at anyone.
Especially about in the UK, let's say about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, might have had a bad day. I don't know. You tell me. You let us know.
I'm sure I wouldn't know.
Well, we're in Spain, near Gibraltar. The sun is just about to go down. Look at that sunset. That is.
It's gorgeous.
It's a shame we can't get that. The sun is just about to drop below the horizon. Got hiccups there.
I've got hiccups. I was just about to say I've got hiccups.
Have you? Trying to see if I can be artistic with the lighting. Sort of a little
like
bit.
That famous lighting director, Thomas Markle Sr. and his famous daughter Samantha. Oh, and some other little Mark. I think he might have. I can't remember.
I think fishing season will be here soon, darling. And they'll be out for the tuna.
They will. Oh yeah. Was it last year or the year before? I was on the boat alone, and a couple of men came down, and they were very interested in something that was underneath our boat. And I was like, who are these people? And they pulled out a gigantic tuna that was dead, that they'd obviously been storing because it was out.
Stashed it under our boat. How cheeky!
I know. They pulled it out, and I went, "Oh, can I take a picture and show that on the internet?" And they went, "Oh no, we'll get arrested."
They have quotas, you see, when it's fishing season, that you've got to declare all the fish that you catch. And when they catch so many tons or whatever the quota is, they say, right, fishing season stops. We've caught our quota for this year. So the fisheries they're on the ball. They are on the ball.
They're very strict about it.
And the Spanish are on. Yeah, they're very strict about it. They come and nick you, take your boat and everything if you're catching too many fish.
Oh, it was a lovely tuna. It was about 10 foot long.
I love fresh tuna. It's really, really gorgeous. You know,
it's completely different to tinned
Yeah.
or frozen.
you go and
isn't
buy it from the supermarket.
Not
It
the
tastes
same.
like 500% better. Because once you've frozen it and then thawed it and cooked it, it's not the same as fresh and then just put on the grill for a couple of minutes either side. Even less.
I tell you what.
Fabulous.
When we get past the next post, you need to film our boat, and they can see all the work I've done.
Okay.
because she looks bloody marvellous, bloody marvellous. Do you remember the year that we put fairy lights around the roof, the lower deck, and the hull?
We'll put more on. We'll put more on.
Yeah.
You see, my next little project after the watches is I'm going to work on solar panels and some sort of eco-flow sort of system.
A good shot.
There's a good shot.
There. I have done so much work round the windows.
Point to your boat, go on.
Well, round the windows, all from the white bit up. I've been working on that, all that side, because the sun attacks.
It's the big one on the end.
You'll have to use the video to zoom in. But the sun attacks our boat on this particular side.
I don't think we can. I'm trying to do the thing on the screen.
You can when you've uploaded it. The starboard side really cops for it on that mooring, and it was just decayed. And I've been working on that now for 2 weeks. Messy.
We'll have a close-up on me. Are we allowed to have a close-up?
Oh yeah, all right. It's not perfect yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. I mean, that's why. Look at Dan the man with his chateau.
Yeah.
I mean, he's finally made it to the top.
He's unbelievable.
With all his flaws.
Kid. I think he's
the
marvellous.
guy's got such drive. I mean, I'd have given up before I started.
He's wonderful, wonderful. Rural Dan.
Escape from rural France. He's got 500,000 subscribers now.
Oh,
and it's his YouTube videos that are paying for the restoration of the chateau.
Well deserved.
He's quids in, isn't he? He's doing really, really well. And I watch every episode. I'm like glued to the screen.
Never mind the money. I mean, it must be just so rewarding for him. You can see it on this security gate. You not only need a bit card to get in.
You need one to get out.
And it's right over the water.
And there's security cameras everywhere, so anyone coming and going is going to get caught unless they're like ballied up and hooded up and like.
Well, that's why our local stalker that we had back in 2018, he never came near the boat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't dare.
Anyone wearing ballies, the security's on them straight away. Yeah, ooh, he's suspicious.
Proper gun in the face.
There's Mark's boat. Remember Mark, we went to Gibraltar in his boat the other day. He's back in England. I'm sure he'll be out again soon. We're going to have more adventures together, I'm sure. And there's the sunset. I fancy popping that bottle of champagne. It's either that or Fiona's rosé. She's got some rosé tucked away, which is not bad. It's all right.
So, if you film it from here, this is a good place to be.
Hang on, I'll change.
There has always been a window missing on the back window. The middle window has always been a problem, but the front window has always been great. And I've been fussing with the deck and getting the seam between the superstructure of the boat and the deck, getting that perfect. And in the middle, where all the damage is, along the white bit, that's where the ladder used to be. And we used to have a stainless steel ladder, and it was hanging off the side, and in the storms that would just rip the boat to shit. Where all the patchy stuff is, I've used fiberglass filler, and I've had to rebuild that really, because there was a hole in the side of the boat this big. It's the sun in the summer, and then the storms come in the winter with the rain, and it just corrodes the boat. It's just constant. And then of course the roof, as everybody knows, I've been working on, and that's all fiberglass. That held really well, and that's going to have, if I can find long enough pieces, piece of wood trim all the way along. I've got the curved walnut to go back on the front. Oh, finally, I feel, not only do I feel I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel after, God, what is it, 14 years?
2007 you bought
I'm
it.
actually enjoying working on it, whereas before I was like, oh my God, you know, I'd wake up and think, oh God, what do we have? But we did the shower and toilet last year. We did, I painted the living room. I did the roof, some of the roof. Oh God.
We've got some windows to fix as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm going to replace the middle window and the one where it's just planks of wood, basically. They're going to be new, but I mean that's a whole project. And I actually started doing little videos last year to show people the difficulties and what I'm having to do. And I'm like Dan, but I'm not making them public. And then I'll splice them all into one video once we've got it done. And then once that's done, engine rooms, basically.
Yeah.
And she will live and she will run.
Okay, Pussycat, let's get on board. Let's pour a drink. Are we having the champagne or the rosé?
Rosé. No champagne, not yet.
Okay, rosé
Not yet.
it is.
I'm waiting for my baby reindeer moment. That's champagne.